Hello guys, it's Shodah. Something fucky happened with my recording, so just ignore my entire voice and enjoy the show.
Good evening,
ladies and
Mr.
gentlemen.
Bond.
that is what cool looks like in 2024. You're not ready. You are so not ready. Welcome to the future.
Hello.
If that's the future, I want to go back a few thousand years. Let's have a restart.
I love you.
It
too,
is. It's
guys,
like the
by way.
Cybermen.
I love you.
It's
too.
like the
I love you
Cybermen.
too, guys. I love you too, guys. Okay.
1980s Doctor Who, the Cybermen. If you can imagine that, just the really low budget version.
Hey, if you ask, no. If you ask me, Journey, what the cool VR person looks like, that's exactly what it will give you. That's the image it will just draw you, spit on you. That
Midjourney
image
doesn't
will
know. Midjourney doesn't know. It's only been fed on what it's been given, which is rubbish. So
That's true. I'll have to upload my pictures there. All right, that's a good idea. Anyways, by the way, hello. This is the episode 2 of Pixel Slaves. I'm the slave. He's the slave, and he's the slave as well. And we're all slaves.
we're all
plebs
slaves.
We're all
Two
slaves
plebs
to
now.
the pixels. And, today we're really, really excited to have an amazing guest. Robin Schmidt. Robin Schmidt. Ja, hallo. Wie geht's? Alles gut?
Southernly German.
Alles gut. Alles gut,
Alles
ja.
gut. Oh ja, okay. Fantastisch.
Ja,
Okay.
Fast fantastisch, ja. Das ist schön, Artur.
And let me
what?
tell you something. Let me tell you something. This guy, okay, this guest we have here, he's just not a normal guy like running around and just
He's wearing an
talking
orange
about
jacket
tech.
inside. He's a madman. Look at it.
First of all, yeah, he's drinking hot drink, whatever, maybe alcohol, I don't know, and he is wearing a jacket. But he's a crazy content creator. I almost wanted to say YouTuber. I know you would kill me for that. He's not only YouTuber, he's a content creator. He's a barrier breaker. He's an amazing content, one of my favorite, or not, if not the favorite, content creator. And yeah, Robin, tell them what do you do, because this is, I probably cannot even describe it in normal words, whatever.
He's
Tell them.
fangirling hard.
Yes, so I'm a prolapsed filmmaker who gave up on the film industry to make my way into blockchain, and sort of found my way through various sort of degrees of kind of strangeness to an entity called The Defiant, where I basically parlayed my filmmaking skills into telling the story of DeFi from the inside out, and just doing it in my own weird way, because I felt like content in crypto was abysmal and just defaulted to people shouting what token you should buy at you in various strange ways. So I thought I could bring some creativity to bear on it, and I just made some really bizarre videos about DeFi, like just getting fruit thrown at my face and singing like country and western songs and just doing a bunch of really strange stuff.
Oh, you can sing. Ooh.
Yeah, and we did a whole episode about did a whole episode as a rap musical. So
that was amazing. That was
everything.
amazing. That was amazing. I remember that.
Strange.
Okay.
But it was like, you have to remember, this is during the pandemic, so there was only one way to entertain yourself, and that was just to make strange content. So I don't actually like the term content creator. I feel it's a little.
Are you an entertainer?
Commercial? No, I'm a filmmaker. I'm a storyteller. I like finding things that interest me and telling them in my own weird and wonderful way. And I left The Defiant last year to form my own company called Based AF, which was less focused on crypto and more on the story of the metaverse and this emerging new face of the internet and all these different things. Because a young man, basically in 2020, I think, he basically persuaded me to put on this bizarre set of space goggles on my head, and then took me on a tour around this magical, mystical world that he built, and told me that this was going to be the future, and I've never looked back. And that man is sitting in front of us right now. So I got
the red lines on the face.
I was going to say, look a bit red there. Thumbs up.
That's the headset.
So what
I remember that interview, by the way. I remember that interview, man. I remember that interview.
You do? Yeah. No, it was fun, and so we were always trying to figure out how to tell the story of virtual worlds using virtual characters in a way that was kind of satisfying. So what I've ended up doing is making the metaverse my base and building a team that could create worlds in Unreal Engine. And I built a motion capture volume in our office here. It's amazing how this office has transformed from being what it was to what it is now.
Amazing. It looked crazy what you do.
Yeah, and so now I get into a motion capture suit, and I'm really experimenting with game engines and game logic to see where we can take storytelling. Because I guess in the face of AI and in the face of an entertainment and content system where everybody can find out how to do anything pretty much the moment it happens, because there will be a tutorial for it or there'll be something. It's very difficult to innovate in content. It's very difficult to find a new way of doing things. And with game engines as the backbone of storytelling, finally I can. And so now it feels like this is the appropriate medium to tell the story of the metaverse and just explore where we can go with it. It's really fun. It's really entertaining. And I do all sorts of weird metaverse themed challenges. So at the beginning of the year, I ran an ultra marathon in VR. I did it in VR chat, 9.5 hours, and raised $100,000 for charity. and then a couple of weeks ago, I broke the world record for the longest continuous VR gaming marathon, and I got an actual certificate. There it is.
Look at that!
That's a Guinness World Record
Look at
official
it.
certificate.
Was there any fun juice involved? Some courage juice, some of the the old spice to get you going.
No, there wasn't. I went on a very strict diet because I remember when I was training for the marathon, I had to take it very seriously, and I trained for about 4.5 months to be able to deal with it.
Oh my days!
None of the things I trained for were actually what ended up being the thing that really hurt me during that. But with the world records, it was just about staying up. So I stayed away from coffee. I only drank water. I snacked very lightly, consistently throughout.
You stayed awake the entire time, 50 hours.
Yeah, I stayed awake. Yeah,
all that blue light keeping you active. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there are rules. So you have to play the game as it's intended. So the game I played was Minecraft. So I played Minecraft continuously for 50 hours. But you can't play Minecraft VR sitting down, so you have to stand up. So I was standing up for 50 hours as well. But there are rules. So you have to take a mandated 10-minute break every hour for your health, because that is completely mandated. So basically they have these rules so that if anyone else wants to break the record, they can abide by the same set of rules. So you get your 10 minutes, but you can bank those 10 minutes. So you can do a block of 4 hours and then you get a 40-minute break. So that's basically what I did. I just kept going in these really long blocks and then maybe take a 10-minute break, go and have a wee, have a cup of tea, and then get back in. And then I think I got up at 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning, but I didn't start the attempt until 8 p.m. that same day. And I went all the way through until 3 a.m. on Friday. And then I had an hour nap. And then I picked it up again and went all the way through to the end, which was 10 p.m. on Friday night. So yeah, it was intense.
Gladiator. Did you play it with full motion controls, or was it?
I did the whole thing. So it was full like VR.
And, was it Vivecraft?
It was Vivecraft.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
And it was absolutely fantastic. The first day. Oh, I didn't tell you the best bit. Before the attempt, I'd never played Minecraft. I didn't even know how to play the game. So this was really important. So the whole idea was I could go from a zero to a hero in 50 hours by playing Minecraft and breaking a world record. So I broke a world record in a game I'd never played, which is kind of fun. So with the first day, oh my gosh, I had no idea what I was doing. I flapped around. I didn't know what I was actually supposed to do, where I was supposed to go, how to defeat mobs. And I just kept dying. And then I would actually build up some resources and build a base, and I go traveling, get lost, and I lost my base like 3 times in the course of the night. And then the worst thing was we were raising money for charity at the same time, and the assholes behind the scenes here, they thought like when a big donation comes in, they'll give me a forfeit, and one of the forfeits was Da Bomb, which is the hottest chili sauce in the world. You know, like Spicy Hot Wings, that chat show? That was...
what million Scobles was that?
It's like...
His number.
Fatal
like 5
mistake.
million.
It's 1.26 million.
I'll be on the floor.
Yeah,
I'm
and it's the Da Bomb Virtual Insanity, so it's the hot version of Da Bomb. So basically, they gave me that. They gave me a whole teaspoon, and then for the next 7 hours, I felt it travel through my intestines.
Did they tell you they're giving you that?
Sorry?
Did they tell you they're giving? Did it say?
I knew it was coming, but it was
treat?
supposed to be a small. It was supposed to be a smaller man, and then they just gave me a massive man, and it nearly killed the attempt. 'Cause I was basically doubled over, sweating, unable to breathe. And there came a point where I had to take an unscheduled break because my intestines were about to explode. And the toilet was unusable for the next couple of hours. So
we can't deal with heat, can we? We can't deal with the heat as Brits.
It wasn't a good thing. But anyway, I learned a lot in the process, and I think it was. What was really fun about it was like the first day I was pretty much on my own, and then the second day we brought other people into the server to play with me, and then suddenly, from being like just holding on by my fingernails to survive, we started to build things and like work as a team. And you just had this whole sense of like being in this world together as a unit. Yeah. And it was so fun. And at the end, we all kind of got together to defeat the Ender Dragon, and the Ender Portal was like way off in the water somewhere. So we were just racing across the water. And I remember looking behind me and seeing like 20 people just hooning across the water with me. And of course, they weren't in VR, but I was. And it was just like, that was
You feel like you're there, don't you? When
you
get in that
really
mindset, it's great.
You just
What
lean
an
into it.
story.
And when the music comes in as well, because it isn't always there, the music comes in, you just sort of settle into this very idyllic way of doing things, and then a creeper comes up and blows you up. But it's really, from not ever thinking Minecraft was anything I'd ever pay any attention to, it was like, actually, this game is genius.
Did you ever stand there and just look over to like the ocean and like the hills and like?
Yeah, so many times.
I'm in here.
And you just watch the sun go down. It's this big kind of postage stamp of a sun, and you're just like, yeah, this is pretty nice. Yeah, it's very nice. And then obviously you spend a lot of time going into caves and going on adventures, and like when you find your first diamond, it's like yes,
Straight into lava.
Yeah, straight into lava. Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, Shodah, I like after this story, we're supposed to tell how our weeks were after the episode 1. So you start, okay? Let's embarrass ourselves. How was your week? Last week and a half?
I don't know. I get up, shower, eat, play VR, rinse and repeat. I've been playing a lot with Quest 3, and I've been backing out the Pico 4. I've been trying some weird headset stuff. Mainly just music, and I don't know. I've been playing a lot of the Boar. I'm back into the Boar, and I just realised it's the only game. Because normally I'm chill as anything. I can play anything. I can do anything. I'm just like.
I know you played it with Curious. Yeah, I know you played it with Curious Nudes. I'm getting some intros, man.
That game gets underneath my skin. It makes me want to kick people. It's so good. I love it to bits. It's amazing. If you've never played it before, Ghost of the Boar. That's pretty much what I've been doing.
All right. Yeah, I had a.
Yeah, you've been doing some amazing things in your Iron Man suit.
I mean, I've been on a long trip. And I mean, I didn't break any world records and Guinness World Records, but first time in my life, I spent 21 hours in a car.
I was going to say that
on a cross-border
some kind of record.
Part. So that was quite, and that was only this. So we all woke up in the morning, right? And then of course we came like midday to the border, and then 21 hours. So I was woken up already for like 4 hours. And then after we crossed the border, I had to drive another 3.5 hours till the hotel. And I slept like for 2 hours. And then I drove another 9 hours towards Prague. So honestly, that was a lot of driving and a lot of sitting in the car.
And you still sound tired, bless you. That must have been a slog. I couldn't do it.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be able to drive and do it without just an autopilot. Like autopilot helps a lot.
Tesla.
It just and no jokes. It really helps because it just takes off that constant need of concentration in terms of having the car in front of you and controlling the distance and lane. Everything is done by the car. Obviously, I need to pay attention to what is happening, but not in a way like I'm an operator. I'm not a driver anymore. I'm an operator. I'm just operating the vehicle, and it's just doing its same thing. And then sometimes I intersect and do something I want to do myself, and then again I let it go for another 30 minutes.
Well, there's a brilliant idea there. If you do find yourself sleepy, just make a little lap for that Tesla suit. When it detects your heart rate's getting a little bit slow,
you need to
give you a jolt.
If you crank it up, you can. It will better than any coffee. I can guarantee you that. Better than any coffee.
Does it hurt? Have you been to that sort of threshold where it actually hurts?
So Tesla suit, whenever you start using it, you go through calibration. And every node, which is in Tesla Studio, calibrates separately, and then you basically say like, okay, that feels like I barely feel it, and then I feel it a lot, and then it just calibrates every note for you, and you tell it what level is comfortable for you, right? But if you crank it up, like for example, the police officers train and the army they train in Tesla suits, right? If you crank it up, it can really put you down as an adult man. It can put you onto the ground directly. Like if you just put it, like it happened to me. So the story, I was playing around with Tesla suit, right? And I was setting up my Tesla suit, and and they have a demo where you go in. There's like a room, and then there's a second room. And then the first room is nice. You go there. There's like a massage, and you're like feeling it. Oh, that's nice. Then you go like to magic spells, and then there's another room where they have guns. Okay, so I'm going there. I have like index controllers, and they have guns. So I'm shooting some guns. I'm feeling the recoil. Everything is perfect. And then I see grenade. I'm like, all right. I take the grenade, and the grip button malfunctions or whatever happens, and it drops below me. And that moment where I look down and I realize like, oh shit, it just blows up, and that was painful. Like it didn't take me to the ground, but that was painful. I didn't want to play with those things again ever. So like you really feel the consequence of your actions. And yeah, the army, they're training on the max levels. Because when the bullet hits you, you feel it, and they need to get used to this stuff, to the things. So yeah, that's pretty intense, I can say. So
all it's making me do is I just want to I want to test it out. I want to try it. We have so many things that we'll
make that happen. We'll make that happen. Absolutely, we'll make that happen.
So it has a TENS device in it, right? So it's TENS. Is that what's creating the?
It's like electrical current. It's not a vibration. It's a pure electrical current applied to your skin. Yeah, it's like a TENS device. And let's say the magic of it is not to apply a lot of current, right? This is not the whole point. The whole point is actually applying a really, really subtle amount of current. Sometimes even you not feeling it in the first place. But your body realizes this, your brain gets the signal, because the normal vibration, when you have a vibrating suits, this is, let's say, level 1. It vibrates, it doesn't, your brain doesn't kind of get the same level of signals as if when you apply the current, because every time someone touches your skin or something touches your skin, this is an electrical signal going through your body towards your brain, and brain tells you that what you're feeling, right? So that's what Tesla suit is mimicking. It actually mimics this. So sometimes, when the rain starts in Somnium, because we integrated that in Somnium, right? Sometimes when the rain starts in Somnium, you kind of start feeling the tingling, feeling over the body, like the drops are dropping on your body. And it's not about the power. It's about the really, really the right amount of that current coming to your body so that you feel that sensation. It's pretty magical. I would not say it's like 100% the same. Some sensations are really close to the reality, and some sensations are like nice. They're a little bit different, but in general, that's the right direction towards the like full immersion and full deep dive in VR for sure. I'm very convinced about that.
Yeah, it's fun because it's also a motion capture suit. So for me, when we're looking at the technology we have in the volume at the moment, some of the things that we struggle with is I can't really see what's around me. I see a room, and we have monitors, but I want to kind of create interactivity with the geometry in the scene, because I can knock a barrel over, but I don't feel it. And if like something lands on me, I don't feel the impact of that. But what we want to get to is a point where, because there's such incredible integrations with Twitch, we could have bananas or something spawn in the level, and I would actually feel it. And if it was a big banana, it could have weight, and it would actually knock me down. So the people were in the chat, and they were saying like spawn banana, a banana would spawn, and bosh, you'd actually see a physical.
I don't think you want to give that power to your viewers. I'm just warning you.
Yes, you do.
Okay, guys. I warned you. Okay, on the podcast, it's on the record. The rest is up to you, guys. The rest is up to you.
No, I refer you to my exploits earlier, running a marathon in VR for 9.5 hours and breaking a world record.
But by the way, we'll link that video.
I'm clearly a masochist.
Down there.
Clearly a masochist.
Yeah. So yeah, the week was, or the 2 weeks, we were off air for 2 weeks, and it was intense. It was a great trip. but now I'm back, and I'm happy to have all of you here, guys. That's great, and we have a lot of topics. We have talking points for episode 2. We're very organized. Last episode, I said we're professionals. We don't look like ones, we don't sound like ones, but we're professionals.
Still
okay?
the same. It's still the
So
same.
we're still the same. We're still professionals. We pretend to be professionals.
Pretend.
And yeah, pretend. And we're great at pretending being professionals. So that's awesome. And the first topic, I have like World Guinness record, 50 hours in VR in Minecraft. Is he absolutely crazy? What the fuck? I wrote. This is my comment here. So.
Yes.
He is.
Why did you think I was
Crazy.
crazy for doing this? Because I remember when I told you that I was going to do this, you said, "Yeah, good luck." Basically,
No.
and it's going to be.
Look, I'm crazy as well. I've seen things happening in Somnium. I think the longest time one person spent in Somnium was 22 hours, if I'm not mistaken, like constantly.
That is an effort.
But still, like, look, I'm crazy. But what you've done, what you did in Minecraft, because it's like Minecraft. I have nothing against Minecraft, but like Minecraft in VR, it's not like the smoothest experience you can ever have. So I was like, oh my god,
What's the longest you've been in a sesh?
It actually is really smooth.
Yeah, I mean, I can
what's
imagine.
the longest you've
But
been in?
me, what the longest I've been in VR?
For me, it's like 10 hours. And then I'm just like, I want to go to sleep. And I just go to sleep.
No, I was less. I was for sure less. I think me it's like 6 plus
picture
hours,
50
something like
hours.
that. Like no more. So we had like probably close to 7 hours, something like that. It's my stuff. But like, yeah, I mean, look, I've been exhausted after that as well. But I didn't do it for challenge. I just did it because we had an event and then another event and then it was just great. So like, I think it's
Well, the difference is that you guys could take the headset off whenever you wanted. I couldn't. I had a schedule, and if I broke the schedule, then
Did you have a
I
little
took an
bucket
unscheduled
to
break.
pee
Then I basically had to complete an hour to bank 10 minutes. So it was all about a game of banking enough time to get a big break
No,
when I
it's tough.
really hit the wall. So you're in it, and then the other thing is like we were alternating between Quest 3 and Quest Pro. We couldn't use the same headset all the time because they both run down. Even if they're plugged in, so they both have different problems.
Okay, tell us which one is more comfortable to wear. I know the answer for myself. What is more comfortable to wear for you? Which one did you like more?
Well,
Is it stock?
I wore the Quest Pro for the marathon, so I ran for 9.5 hours with the Quest Pro on, and I never at any point was in discomfort due to the headset. I was in discomfort due to the fact that I was on a VR treadmill and it sucked.
Cat VR.
That
Oh my
blocks
God.
everything else.
Yeah.
And so with this, the Quest 3 wasn't stock. We had the Elite strap, which
The Elite
helped a little bit.
Fancy.
But yeah, the Quest Pro was more comfortable.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it is.
So the Quest Pro, it pinches at the top of your forehead, but you can get it to sit pretty nicely if you can. I mean, I did like half marathons running on a normal treadmill with the Quest Pro, and it bounces as you're running, so that became quite an issue. So I'd gotten used to kind of having weird things going on in my head, but the Quest 3, it grips like the bridge of your nose, and I found myself in more discomfort with the Quest 3. So I was doing blocks of like the longest block I did I think was 5 hours, but I did that in the Pro. I couldn't have done that in the 3.
Yeah,
And-
3 is
and
really
catwalk-
front heavy.
Treadmill as well.
No, I didn't have a treadmill for this one. That would have been madness. That would have been
was gonna say.
psychotic. Yeah, that would have been psychotic.
10,000 calories down. Get me a
Yeah, no, there's no those treadmills are something else. It's bizarre.
We have a good segue to the next topic, actually, which I think Shodah you wrote. VR fitness.
I didn't even see that. That
Why?
was not
like
intentional.
VR fitness. Why? Like, what is this question? Like, tell us. What did you mean by
built
this?
like a fridge. Why do you need? I'm against it.
Against
against
VR
it.
fitness? Against VR
Yeah.
fitness?
I love it.
Okay, he loves it. He hates it. Okay, it's me to decide. Listen. What can I say? I don't use much of the VR fitness because, I mean, I look amazing, obviously, so I don't need it. But I tried, like, do you count Beat Saber as VR fitness? Or, like, you mean really fitness apps, like doing some
No,
yoga?
I mean if I'm playing like Blade and Sorcery, I get that. I'm all for that. Just like you proper going for it. But the actual apps that are just like bend down, stand up, stretch your arms.
it's. I have to say, I always find it strange because like when you try to do yoga in VR, like you still have this break on your face. And like when you start to do this, like there was one guy on Twitter. I don't know if you'll find it, but there's one guy on Twitter. He was like making fun of it, and he made a sketch, like a video sketch. Like he was like making yoga in VR, and he was like bending down, and the headset was just falling down, you know, on the ground, and he was doing like those, like that was funny because the strap on Quest 3 was not perfect. But yeah, I just find it like. It's a bit of an overkill. Like when you play a game, okay, when you're in the action and you play the game and shooter or whatever, I can understand it.
Hide it inside game. But
when you do like like even Beat Saber is fine. Like this is this is also kind of a fitness stuff. But like when you do fitness things, I'm not sure. I'm still not convinced that that's the way to do it. But apparently it's a very popular. Okay, you are. Okay. You ran a marathon. You're crazy, man. Your voice doesn't count.
Well, so I trained using Strava and another amazing fitness app for running, which allowed me to kind of run and have a screen where I was actually kind of running through. It's called Zwift. I was running basically alongside cyclists and everything else. I really got into that way of doing things where you have all the data next to you. And what I realized when I was playing, when I got a Quest 2, I was playing Pistol Whip. I would come out of a session of Pistol Whip and just be absolutely soaking, and my thighs became like a weightlifter's. I was like, this is doing a lot of good for me. Then I started playing Thrill of the Fight, and I couldn't get enough of it. I was just like, I know from the outside you look like a flailing dickwad. But inside, you're a superhero. And like with the new update on Quest 3 where you can actually do mixed reality, it is so much fun.
I meant to try that.
It's so much fun. You've got the guy in your room with you, and you can like, it just feels so good, and it really is a workout. So the other app I use is FitXR. And so FitXR, it's boxer size. So you're punching blocks like that. You're ducking, you're weaving. And it's very much like own body weight, coordination, jumping from side to side, punching blocks. You get a proper workout. So, and what I like about it is you can do 15 minutes, 10 minutes. You can set your levels. And like, I can't go to the gym. I don't have time. And if I do fitness at home, like I do a little workout at home, it always just feels like cheating or like I'm not committed to it. Whereas if I put the headset on, I feel like I'm in the gym. I've got something to focus on. I've got statistics and numbers of the more blocks I hit. And also it's competitive. So you've got people around you and you're trying to beat their score. And
can you punch
it works? It works.
Knock their sword down.
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
look,
I think definitely there is a use case for that for sure. It's just me personally, I didn't find yet maybe the app which would make work for me. In that respect, that's always felt like a little bit strange. But for sure, like when you have,
I'll tell you what's good for me. I'll tell you what's good for me because if you think, go to the gym. You've got to pack your bag up. You've got to get on your bike.
No chance. No chance.
Or the journey.
Whereas this, you could pick it up. You can be going in 2 minutes. That is really powerful. For those who kind of just have a hard time getting over that kind of, I don't want to go to the gym thing, just putting it on and going. And then like you could do 10 minutes and you really feel like you've done a lot. And then, you've got your move statistics. Everything adds up. I think it's
it is the future for sure because
but
when
like
you
less
have
friction is better, in that kind of respect.
Yeah, but
quicker in the game.
I think Robin was talking when Robin said I can put it on and in 2 minutes I'm already running and doing the stuff. I don't think he was talking about Quest 3, right? Because that thing takes 15 minutes to load.
No,
I was joking.
I think yours is broken.
It does. It's very
your brain trying to catch up to the new technology. You're used to VR1.
I need to throw that stone at Quest 3, okay? I need to do
Just don't ever switch it off and you'll be fine.
Oh.
That's the answer.
Okay. But then the battery dies down. It's all horrible.
The battery is awful.
Unless you buy a station for $150 and then Elite Strap and
one of these things.
Oh, this thing. Okay.
Even that doesn't keep it on. It's a 100-watt output thing and it just doesn't do it. I think there's some weird software bug.
For the world record, we had it plugged into the PC at the same time, and both both the Quest Pro and the Quest 3 basically dictated when I had to take a break because they would run out of battery.
How long with the cable? How long with the USB-C cable you used?
It was the longest you can get. It's like the 3 meter, I think.
3 meter, 4 meter, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, that record. I watched the video. I was watching, I woke up, I watched you doing it, then I went to sleep, I woke up next day, you're still doing it. I'm like, oh my God, he's still doing it. He's still running. Crazy. Yeah. Wow.
You still has dreams about it, don't you? I can tell.
I genuinely, I couldn't wait to get back in. Well, because we went back and did some reshoots because there was some stuff that we wanted to cover better. So, and we hadn't kind of, I wrote down all the things that happened and then we went back and reenacted them a little bit.
Make a server.
And it was so nice to go back in. Yeah.
Get a server. I can play.
Yeah, we made our own server. We did it. We did it right. Too. Yeah.
All right.
No, is it still active now? Is the server alive? Your buildings are all intact?
Yeah. We hosted it ourselves, so it's still there. Yeah.
Oh.
I know it was really fun. It was really fun. It was a game I never expected to enjoy that much. Now I watch my kids playing Minecraft. I'm like, no, I get it. And they're like, Dad, we do this. Good. I'm like, yeah, no, you need to get the crafting table. You need to go and get yourself some food.
Minecraft, when they're 1 by 1 meter, you really get a sense of how massive
that
the world
is. Exactly. That's exactly. That's the thing they don't tell you, that you think of Minecraft as piddly little blocks, but when you're standing in front of one and it is that big. And
as wide as me,
and like when you fight with your arms like that. And then I think the best thing about Minecraft is you can switch weapons by going like that.
Yeah.
So you sheath it and it switches to your other hand. Oh God!
Have you tried it, Artur? Have you tried it, Grandad?
Me?
You should try it.
Minecraft in VR? No. Maybe at one time, but I think it was something.
I'm gonna put you in it because honestly, it's one of the best experiences you'd ever have.
Minecraft in VR.
Genuinely.
Yeah, it is. I concur
because
like when you first go into a cave in VR and you're like in there, it's like, oh damn, it's because you're properly in there. And then the weird thing is that
look at his face, he's not impressed.
No, but here's the strange thing. Like we all think of Minecraft as like ultra low resolution, but the weird thing is the further things are away from you, the better the resolution gets. And so, like, when you're sleep deprived and you're like looking in the depths of a cave and there's like a skeleton in there, it really looks realistic. It was freaky. It was a very strange kind of.
I mean, look, after the chili con carne and 50 hours of sleep deprivation, I can believe it was very, very immersive. Yes. No. I want to try it. I have to say, I want to try it. So make it happen. Prepare something. Let me download it and I'll do it in Quest 3. That's how,
We'll send you some nice shaders. Did you play with shaders?
We didn't play with shaders, no. Because don't forget, we had to make sure that it could actually run. And anything that might cause the server to crash, that was bad for the record. So we had to play very safe.
All right. Minecraft, I'm doing it. Shodah, you prepare the links, whatever I download
I'll
stuff.
Do it.
We hop in.
Hop in, yeah.
Next time I'll tell you my impressions about.
We'll do 51 hours.
We'll beat him. How fast can we beat actually right now? Can we how long does it take to prepare? Can we just apply and then do it again?
No. So the truth of the matter is that probably quite a few people could easily do 50 hours in VR. That's not the difficult bit. The difficult bit is setting it up, because you can't just do it. You have to have witnesses. So you have to have 2 witnesses that can only work blocks of 4 hours at a time, who write logs of every single thing that happened, because Guinness needs to scrutinize that. So then after 4 hours, a new block of witnesses have to come in, and they have to go through a process and a procedure. They will have to be paid, and then you have to have a man from Guinness that comes and adjudicates and surveys all the data that you've collected and decides whether you've actually done it or not. It's very heavily scrutinized, and all of that ends up being quite expensive, because for a normal Guinness record, you could probably do it in 20 minutes. So all of that process doesn't cost you, but for a marathon of that length, that's quite a lot of people and quite a lot of expense. And that's the hard bit. It's just putting the actual...
don't even get 50 hours of sleep a week. That's insane. Well done, man. That's incredible.
Okay. All right, my gentlemen. We have some other topics to cover. Maybe let's rumors about Pico closing down, and then we found out that it's not true, but they are shrinking their stuff. They're laying a lot of people off.
But have you seen the reason why?
the reason why. I think they just wanted to keep the R&D going, but tell me the reason. I don't remember.
It's mainly to focus on hardware. That's the reason why they're shrinking down. So you could have VR1 competitors for like $300 soon.
Mm-hmm. Good luck to Pico. If they can do it, I'll be the first one to stand up.
I hope they stay in the race because they are come from like I've played the Pico 3 Neo and the Link. And
I have it here,
before.
Right here.
And it'll be such a diabolical.
That was diabolical.
Shame if they just poof. We're finished, done. You need that competition, don't we? Everywhere. It's only good for everyone.
I agree.
Good for you.
I
good
love
for
Pico.
Me. Hopefully they can make a battery last 50 hours. You never know.
But the question though is if they go from thousands to several hundred people for the R&D, let's say, even if they just kind of go into the R&D mode, what does it tell you? Because I was trying to think like, what does it tell me? And I have like two different theories. One theory is, okay, they want to rethink their strategy and they want to concentrate on R&D and take their time to build a new generation of the headsets because they see the shift from, what the Quest 3s and Pico 4s are to whatever the next thing is, maybe closer to Vision Pro and stuff. But to actually do this leap, you need time, right? Like Samsung and Google are running around right now with, fire under their asses and they're trying to kind of get quickly together something which could compete with Vision Pro. But that get quickly together something means that they will show it in 1 year and it will actually ship in 2 years or 1.5 years. So it's a really long stretch. Even if you have all the money in the world, you need that time. So Pico might be just doing exactly that. They might just saying like, look, we tried with Pico 4, it didn't work. It worked, but it didn't work in a way we maybe expected. So we didn't sell millions of devices. We sold like high hundreds of thousands. Yeah. What do? And the market is shifting a lot and we want to be competitive. So we need to lay off all the people, all the baggage we don't need, and just concentrate on R&D because that's what we need. And in 2 years, when we'll be ready with the new devices or new type of devices, we'll hire back all the marketing and business development and everything else just to support that new device. I think that is one theory. What it tells me, honestly, this is something where I think this could be the truth. And the other one is just they just got less finances from ByteDance because ByteDance decided, hey, VR is a nice giggle, but look, it didn't took off as we expected. We'll wait others to kind of pave the way and spend all the money. We'll let Mark Zuckerberg to spend all the billions, and we'll wait and see. We don't want to close it down, but we want to. So that's another way how I look at it. But I'm more inclined towards maybe the first. Maybe I want to be more inclined towards the first theory. What do you think?
I think we can blame COVID for this because I think COVID distorted the sales of the Quest 2 and it created an unrealistic expectation of pretty much every sector of every market. In the creator economy, everyone was creating content. We were all stuck at home and the Quest 2 was a great companion for that. And so you're looking at that going, all right, but everything kind of switched again and then new realities hit. Plus, every tech company is laying off employees, like across the board. It is carnage.
The winter is coming. The winter is coming.
Yeah.
It's still coming. People think it's already here, but it's not even close.
As well.
So
Streaming had a big boom, didn't they, as well? Over COVID.
So
Massive
it's
boost.
So I think there's a couple of different things, macro and micro here.
And by the way,
just
just one thing: the Quest 2s, they got bought during COVID a lot, but we know now statistically that only 12% are being used monthly, and the rest of the Quest 2s are lying, and people are not using them much. That's a harsh reality. For the VR market.
Because the only one game they've got is the plank game, and they don't buy anything else. It makes me feel sick.
Yeah, that's maybe true.
It's my old man. He got a Quest 2, and that's it. The only game he had, I said to him, look, let me get you some games. I'll get you some free games, amazing experiences, but all he got on there is the plank game. And he goes to me, I can't use it, I feel sick. But you don't like heights and you're playing a plank game. I'm I'm gonna feel sorry for you. I can't help you. So
I think generally, if you want people to use VR on a daily basis, like we need to give them a reason, and for me, like real reason why to do it, right? And I remember, like when I started to play any PC games, and it was Ultima Online for me, like one of the first games I started to play. It spoiled everything for me because that was a game which was with real people, real multiplayer, and I knew that when I'm off that game, the world is moving forward without me. That something is happening. The world is changing. People are evolving. They're making guilds and parties and everything. And I wanted to come back as soon as I can because I wanted to be part of that evolvement. Of that movement.
Wow.
That is what made me come back. And I think VR still doesn't have that consistent, persistent game, the killer app for social interactions. That's why I'm trying Somnium to be.
You do Horizon Worlds.
We're not right. We're not yet there yet, but we're trying hard to be that in the long run because that's also Ultima is part of my vision, part of my kind of DNA. But I think that's what we need. You need a persistent place where you have your blockchain economical values stored, and you know that they're safe and they're with you. You have all your friends, you have all your social interactions, you have the work, and you have everything there, and that's what will make you come back. But right now,
baby, come back. Sorry, carry on.
Wow.
Okay.
Bye bye,
continue.
baby. Bye
DMCA.
Baby, come back. With the bye. With the bye.
Maybe we need a killer pass through mixed reality game. That's
Whoa, master of segues. Oh my god.
Master segues. I wasn't done, bruv. You're absolutely right, Artur. The social thing was really cool. So my big kind of VR experiments this year, the marathon and Minecraft, they both leaned on that really heavily because the only reason I was able to keep running in VR was because I had people in the game with me.
I was there.
People that's like pushing.
I was there.
They had people pushing forward on the thumbstick for like 8 or 9 hours, and it made all the difference. I just having people there who were emoting and we could chat to, we could stop and have a little breather, and that really made it worthwhile. And then with Minecraft, I went to sleep for an hour. But the team that were there, that were keeping me company, kept building. So when I came back, it was completely different. I was like,
a whole village.
What did you do? I was so excited.
Nice.
And then I went back in a couple of days later and they'd still been working on it because they missed it. So I was, I know exactly what you mean. It's difficult though. I think VR's biggest problem is that it's very difficult for people to experience what you're experiencing when they're not in
It's
the
hard to
headset
explain,
itself.
isn't it? It's really hard to
Yeah.
explain.
And it just doesn't translate very well. And so
It's still very
most other
small.
mediums-
Like it's still a niche. As much as we wanted to be mainstream, and as much as like, for example, Meta or any other company trying to pretend that it's like mainstream. We discussed it on the last episode with Shodah, but like it's not mainstream yet. It's just not there yet. And again, it will be. I have no doubt that it will be. It's a very powerful technology. It's. I think it's a holy grail technology. That's the end of the technology. That's your end game, end goal, and destination. Yeah. But I think it's still young, and the tech is still young, and we need some years, maybe a decade, until we'll have that. And honestly, I'm not an Apple fanboy or something. Sounds funny me wearing this, but I think that Vision Pro will be the first device which will make it non-uncomfortable to wear and use for some normal use cases, like watching a movie
hours.
Or having the social experience, maybe like for half an hour. That's where you'll go in and you'll go out and it's like, wow, I want to repeat that. I really want to go back. And it will be easy to, take it on, boom, boom, and you're there. And it will be very, very fast. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. I mean, I hope it will be that. And the first indications tell us that it will. And if that's the case, then we'll have a lot of new competitors trying to come up with this, and new apps will be converging to that experience. And I think eventually in 5-7 years, we'll get there. But, we need time. The industry needs time.
Yeah, they talk about the magical experience. And I remember when an iPhone turned up and you could pinch to zoom.
I remember it as yeah.
And there was like a little, you had the accelerometer in the device, and you had a little ball you could move it around like that. You went,
or the beer app. Like, look at these
Yeah,
drinks.
the beer app,
and you're just like,
yeah.
this is magical. And technology, when it's really good, has that ability to make you believe in magic again. And I don't think we need to wait for the Vision Pro to do that, because even with the Quest 3, the hand tracking is pretty good. Like, we've been playing with the Lynx R1, and the hand tracking on there is phenomenal. I mean, I know how hard it is to track fingers because we do it in optical mocap all the time. But this thing is flawless. It just works.
There's a difference, between Lynx and Quest 3. I mean, Quest has a really solid hand tracking. The only slight negative part I have with Quests, like several Quests hand tracking, is latency. I feel the latency. And in Lynx, they have it from Ultraleap, and Ultraleap does it a bit differently, and they have, they just do hand tracking, and the latency is slightly faster and smaller, and that makes a lot of difference. Like, Lynx, it's
I think it's
imperfect in many ways, but like the hand tracking there is perfect. Like, I really love it.
Yeah, I think it's when you put the Lynx on and you're like, put your hands up, you're like, all right, because there's, I mean, as someone that spends a lot of time looking at myself being tracked in real time and analyzing and scrutinizing it, when the movement is off and when it's not translating one-to-one. And that was the first time I looked at it and went, okay, that's
and imagine a Vision Pro. Imagine Vision Pro, you just look somewhere, you click with the fingers, boom, it's there. Like, that's that's magic.
And that's what everyone's been saying, who's put it on. They said this is magical. Is it enough though to get people to convert?
Not yet. I don't think
yet.
so.
But I do think that
come on, guys, believe. I want to believe.
They're missing one thing. If I pick this up, I want to be able to feel it.
Yeah.
I want to get a good grip on it. You know what I mean? I think that's the next thing. That's the next thing that needs to happen.
You need Tesla gloves.
Does that work with that? Does that do it?
Yeah, it does do it, but the $15,000.
And they're still in development. They're still in development. So I mean, it's.
But yeah, but like $100. For us.
$100.
Yeah.
Come on, man. $100. No.
That's what we need. It needs to be cheaper than the headset. It needs to be cheaper than the headset. That's why VR treadmills fail. It's too expensive.
That's it's far away.
Also, it's a horrible experience. It
is. We have it in the office here. I mean, I don't enjoy it. I mean, nothing against it, but I don't enjoy it. And I tried how are those shoes? What are the shoes called? Free Walk?
Oh, the Free Aim.
Free Aim Walk. I tried them. They were here in the office and showcased it to us. Like, I'd say it's better than treadmill, for sure. But it has its own, it has its own like caveat. You need to get used to it. I'm pretty sure once you get used to it, it's okay. But in the end of the day, I use Somnium a lot, and I use like other apps a lot. Like, the combo of turning around physically and doing like few meters here, few meters there, walking, and joystick and teleportation. That's combo. When you get used to it, it becomes very, 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 very immersive. Like, you don't feel it. You still feel like you're doing something. You're turning around. You're moving your body all the time. You do one step, two steps up, forward and backwards. I don't think because I did location-based VR, in a huge hangar. Like, there's a company here in Prague, and they do you can walk for 150 meters in VR with a backpack and VR headset, and they have tracking and stuff. Like, honestly, it feels a bit weird. Like, it feels like, do I want to walk all the time there? And it's just, I don't know.
Is that because
I'm not sure that's the holy grail. Like, if we feel like we're walking, I don't think that's the holy grail. For some applications, yes, but for normal user experience, I don't think so.
No, it's just like Call of Duty style games and maybe some social games. But I know what you mean. Like, in normal environments and menus stuff, you don't really need it. I think stuff like if you get a Battlefield game, I'm just saying that for random, and you think you have to run and duck down behind something, I think only then, that's a good use case for it. But
but you'll do it honestly, you'll do it 2 times, and then you'll never want to play it like this.
No, I do it for 10 minutes, and I'll be like, that's it, I'm done.
Exactly. Give me the teleportation back. I want to teleport. I want to do it like this.
But if you can have the option to do both, that's.
So I ran 39 miles in the end on the Cat VR, And so
That's disgusting.
Well, the
Horrible.
thing is, you have these plastic shoes that you slip onto your foot, and they grip you in horrible ways. So, like, when you're running a marathon, they always tell you that you might get bleeding nipples, so you have to tape up your nipples. It's like over time, these repetitive activities and things, they wear down on you, and like my feet basically lost all sensation because it's held on with elastic. I couldn't feel my feet anymore. It was horrible, but I did get used to it. I got used to the idea of propelling myself forward in VR using my feet, and in a weird way, I really enjoyed it. There's a sort of weird masochism to like completing a lap.
Did Cat VR came to you on their knees and said, "Thank you, thank you"?
No.
Oh my god.
No. They never
What?
said anything. No. I know.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry. One second. Dear Cat VR, are you insane? This person lost all the sensations in his body, in the lower part of his body, because of you, your company, and you didn't thank him at all. You are bloody insane. You better do it, and I'll tag you on Twitter. I'll put this video on, and I want to hear thank you many times to Robin freaking Schmidt. Okay? Thank you, Cat VR. End of complaint.
What is little dogs called that just bark a lot and don't really do anything?
Chihuahuas? No.
You want to be the little... Oh, what they're called? It's
Yorkshire
gone from
Terrier.
me.
It's like
That's the
Terrier.
one.
No. Yeah.
Yep.
Yorkshire
Ladies and
Terrier.
gentlemen, Yorkshire Terrier.
Yorkshire Terrier is in the house.
Okay.
No, you keep it though. You
What's
get
next?
to keep the treadmill.
No, we bought the treadmill because it was the only way for us to get one in time. So we bought it.
Didn't even
now-
like reimburse you.
No, we didn't get a demo unit. We
horrific
couldn't get a demo
experience.
unit, even though we told them what we were doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Come on. Okay. We are clipping this part and I'm putting on Twitter.
Calling
Like
them
I'm calling them up for sure. Like, come on. Like this is insane.
Yes.
Anyways, I want to Shodah, can we in the post production can we put like an elevator music? I want to do like a 5-minute blockchain to piss
can
off
have
all the
whatever you
VR
want.
enthusiasts. Let's put the 5-minute blockchain pause here and discuss like
Okay.
what's new in What's new in crypto?
Only up.
Yeah, they're all up. Okay, but what's new in NFTs? Like, what's the hottest and greatest right now in NFTs? Mr. Supermassive, tell us.
So I think the NFT space has been pummeled into submission and is bleeding from the rectum, and that's fine. I think
It deserves it. It deserved it. It has to happen.
Yeah.
It still had to happen
Yeah,
more.
it's happened. I think it's interesting that there's still a core group of people who are genuinely quite nice, who are
Oh, for sure.
artists and creators and are making cool things and have stuck around and have stuck with the values that they believed in. I think what was really interesting is that the Artifact clothing line has been shipped to people, and what they have delivered with Nike Air Force Ones and the jackets and everything else, very high quality and really nice, and genuinely feels like they delivered on their promise of what they said they were going to do. And I have a bunch of these things myself because I kind of got hooked in, but that's sort of really reinvigorated interest in that ecosystem, and that ecosystem has a lot of creators and a lot of people who are excited.
Wait!
to
I
tell
watched
that
your
story.
review about Artifact, and you said that you expected more. Like they didn't have that. Like it's just a texture was not like the shoes on the 3D model look better than. How do you?
Yeah.
What's your? Are you disappointed or you love it?
No. So the story here is that there have been a number of different shoes that they have produced. And the original set of shoes with Ferocious and Jeff Staple, and I think there were a few others. Particularly with the Jeff Staple ones, the 3D renders looked like they had these moldings
Tubes.
and these
Yeah,
three-dimensional parts and tubes and things. And in an interview, they said they had a process to be able to put those on the shoes. That didn't happen. So when the shoes turned up, it was just that pattern was printed on the shoe, and they weren't Nikes. And then they got acquired by Nike, and now the next block of shoes, which are the Space Strips, they were Air Force Ones, and no one was expecting shoes from these, but suddenly there they were. And the shoes that they always wanted to make, that were these funky, extremely futuristic looking things with, what would have been the tubes. Now they can make them, and they are producing them. So it's not like they didn't follow through. I just don't think they could. And then they found themselves in this position of like being in competition with Nike, and then Nike actually acquired them. So it's just a journey. I actually kind of like the fact that they are the pre-Nike shoes. They are the originals because there's some value in that. And then the Nikes that we did get.
Are you gonna wear them, or you're gonna put them into like, I don't know?
I'd be an idiot to wear them. Like looking at it through a pair of sneakerhead goggles, I have all 10 pairs of the Clone X DNA sneakers, and because of that, they gave me an extra one. And there's only 40 pairs of them in the world, and these things are like genuinely proper rare. Like normally rare sneakers, you're like 100,000 or less. Like super rare Yeezys, like 5,000. For there to be only 40 pairs is insane. So
are you planning to like sell them later, or what's your evil plan here? Or brag?
Giveaway.
Giveaway.
No,
for this podcast.
Yeah. I like him. I don't know. I still have the NFTs that are attached to them as well. So like I have the complete set with all the NFTs, and I feel like at some point the value of that might end up being something meaningful for my kids. So look at it that way.
Okay.
Basically.
I know how it'll end up. The kids will be like, so kids, here is the rarest sneakers for you, and here are the NFTs. And they're like, oh, thanks, daddy. Put it on there and just run away. In a
wearing
the
shoes.
Exactly, wearing the
not
shoes.
My kids. Not my kids. Then they know better. They know better. They've grown up with this stuff, so they know. And they know Daddy has an NFT
how old are they?
project, so
How old are they right now? How old are they?
They're 9 and 11.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that's Artifact. What else? What did I see?
Bored Apes blinded people at the Hong Kong Bored Ape event. That happened.
Blinded?
It sounded like they had. Yeah, there was some sanitary UV lighting going on, and it was rather severe, and it blinded. Or it caused some damage to people's eyes. So 22 people.
Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? Okay, I don't.
What caused that? What caused the blindness?
Apparently, it was overly strong UV lighting that was there for sanitary purposes.
Oh man, yeah.
And like. I don't know. I saw the funny part. I saw some tweets happening, and first I didn't realize what's happening, and then they were like, "Oh, if this guy is back, if this grifter is back, then it means that the NFT market is going to pick up." And then I was like, "Who are they talking about?" And I saw they were talking about Pack, and I was like, okay. And I was like, bam, mic drop, boom. Like people were like, "Oh," because he tweeted he tweeted something. About like his collection, out of the blue, because I guess he left when the market crashed. He was not doing it, and then now he suddenly came back, and I'm like, oh my god, look at him! Never heard about him for a year, and now he's back. Well,
it wasn't just him. Like the Bored Ape founder Gargamel, Gordon Goner. He bought like $1.5 million worth of NFTs and CryptoPunks and stuff, and everyone was mad at him for not buying apes because the apes have dropped so much. But yeah, I made a massive 11-hour Pack documentary because genuinely I found his work fascinating, and they have been going for like a very long time now. You can draw a very
have you ever spoken to him?
Line.
Have you ever spoken to him?
No, we've DM'd. And when I was putting that documentary together, I reached out to them, and they replied, and we had some back and forth. And
I did speak to them.
I found going. No, I didn't in person, no. But I found going through the history of the art and the evolution of that and the experiments that have gone on pre-crypto really interesting. But then it got to a point where like it started to feel a little like a messiah complex. At a certain point.
I mean, that's like I had an honor to speak with them, and I did, and it was it was I would say the outcome of that conversation was very disappointing to me. The way how it ended up and where it led from like where Park wanted it to lead, to and I was just like really. So to me, it was like all because he was really hiding his identity for a long time, right? And when we spoke, he was using like a voice changer, to sound different. So
it sounds like Call of Duty.
I was from VR at that call, I was in VR as always. I was me in VR, but he changed the voice changer and the whole thing of the prices. It just to me. Like a lot of things in crypto, and I have to say, look, I respect people who put their work in and who do genuine art and put a lot of kind of really pushed forward the industry. But at the same time, I have to say a lot of those things felt artificially pumped by small group of collectors, and kind of. And that pushed a lot of people into the space, where you have this influencers and collectors who are pumping up the price, and then you have a lot of people hoping for the same returns, jumping in, and then kind of validating those collectors' investments, and then getting the returns for those collectors, but not for many people. Like that felt wrong, and I think that's in general. I'm not talking about the general stuff, and that's what I didn't like about it. It's the whole thing was just I think it will go down in history. And many people will be remembered in history really well. But also the scrutiny which NFTs are getting and the dissemination which is happening right now. It's well deserved. I have to say it's well deserved. And it needed to happen. So, yeah, it was just an interesting cycle. But again, I am a big believer and builder in this technology. Like the blockchain itself is amazing. The tech for decentralization is amazing. The underlying part which we're using for Somnium, for Authenticity, for all the things I'm doing is great. But the culture, which is like around it, which was hyped up to an absolute crazy levels, was wrong in my opinion. That was just absolute disaster.
But we had the privilege of seeing it all the way through from nothing.
Yeah, for sure. We've been there in the middle of it.
From 2017. And what's interesting now is like NFTs are blowing up on Bitcoin, on ordinals. And that's just like, suddenly Bitcoin has a reason to be relevant beyond, finance, alternative finance maxis, which I think is hilarious because they were always shitting on NFTs because, it's kind of easy and it's kind of fun. But yeah, it's like...
It's funny to watch.
I don't know.
Okay, Shodah, we need to put the elevator music back. So we're going the 5 minutes of crypto has ended.
Done.
I'm awake now. So I don't know anything about NFTs. I am a complete moron when it comes to any of that stuff.
Oh, you don't own an NFT? Oh my god.
I don't even understand it. I'm one of those players.
Bye-bye.
This is good balance. Otherwise, it just ends up being like, what have you got?
I was gonna say, could you give me explain it like I'm a 5-year-old what crypto is?
Okay, Robin, do you do it or
not right now?
You do it. Not right now.
It's not
Okay,
for this podcast.
DM me.
I'll try. DM me with a link to my NFT. No, what do you know? What do you want to know, Shodah? What do you know? What NFTs are or what the crypto is?
Yes.
He doesn't know how to answer this question. Okay,
honestly, I
next.
genuinely do not know much.
Okay,
anything
so
about it.
Look. The very easy way how I explain it to people, if you normally, if we talk about games, if you buy a gun or something, you have it in a database entry of that company, and that company can just change it or delete it or do whatever it wants with it, and you own nothing. I mean, it happened to me. It happened to me in Ultima Online, where you own things and then just suddenly it just and then it's done.
But
and then
it's
you don't know
that you
who
own.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't know who transfers what to whom and how does the sale thing works, and it's just all in the back end of the company, and the company fully controls it, and you have zero oversight of this. And the blockchain is just a decentralized database which is visible to everyone and cannot be changed by anyone. And once you do it, it's there. And once you transfer and buy something, it's in your wallet and nobody can take it from you. So it's a very transparent way how to, if I give you my avatar, everybody will see it and you own it, and I cannot take it back as much as I would want. I cannot take it back unless you give it to me, or sell it to me back. So I think that's just the easy. It's just a great decentralized way to transfer and log in what happened with your digital belongings. And I think if we want, as a society, to go forward, and we all agree that we will live digitally more and more rather than less and less, we would need those technologies to actually be able to validate that those things are real, or this database entry is real, this ownership, this item which you own in a game or in a on the internet is real and it's yours. This kind of thing. So when Robin says he owns those NFTs of the shoes, I can go right now and validate that without him trying to prove me or saying like, man, you need to believe me, it's really there, here's the receipt. Like, I can go to his wallet and just see it. And that I think that's the beauty of the blockchain.
They're the only ones in the world. But they're the only ones in the
For
world.
example, I can see if that's the case, right? I can go and see, okay, this NFT, is it one of one or is it one of 100? I can validate it without him trying to tell me, or I don't need to believe him. I just can validate it myself. So that's basically how I kind of try to explain it to people in a very, very, very easy way.
I understand now.
Oh my God, I did a good job.
Well done.
Wait.
Proud of you.
Boom. Perfect. All right. Okay. So what else? What else do we have? PC VR. Oh, wait. VR chat coming to Pico. I mean, look, I think they did a good job that they're so fast and coming to Pico, and they will be there. I think they'll just get, they're everywhere right now. So that's where I'm kicking our team in the butt because we need to be faster, and we need to be more agile in a ways how we do it. But like, we are preparing a big update, so for us, hopefully after this update, we'll become faster. But yeah, I think
will we see Somnium and standalone then?
We will, but I think we are talking like proper Somnium standalone not earlier than in 1 year, because once we release the alpha and then we go to open beta, we'll probably be concentrating a lot of efforts on the on polishing the actual experience, because we're opening up the ability to build anything you want, just port games in. We'll be one of the most open building platforms for VR out there, if not the most open.
Do you think you'll reach out to current games in VR? Okay, hey, look, you can put your game in some.
Yes, we will.
Join us.
Yes,
that can be amazing.
Yes, that's also one of the things where we can say, look, you not only you can port your game into Somnium, into one of the worlds, but you can start monetizing it, in a decentralized way on the blockchain,
like skins and stuff.
And you are you are free to do whatever you want. Like that I think that is the thing where it's really, really interesting. And hopefully some of the, I'm pretty sure many games will say like, blockchain, like whatever, scam crypto, automatic reaction. That's fine. But some of them will actually do it, and I think more and more will be getting developers to try it out. And that's where I'm excited about. So yeah, first we'll concentrate on these things, and then we'll do stuff. So yeah, VR chat coming to Pico. I applaud them for doing that. That's really good, and I think they're just trying to appeal to as many users as possible. They have their own problems and stuff, but like in general, I think so far they're doing a good job. So don't clip that message. Just delete this. Never clip that ever.
It's so dangerous on there these days. So many miners.
Ay. What else, guys have? What did you?
Well, we've got the cheaper Vision Pro, but I don't think that's a thing anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I've look. Today. I won't say, but like you just have to realize when people say to me, because we are building the VR headset, so I know what things cost and I know how expensive it is. And like when people tell me like, oh my God, Vision Pro is so expensive, Artur, $3,500, nobody will buy it, and Apple is so greedy, and oh my God, I say like, guys, only the 2 screens on Apple Vision Pro probably cost them more than 1,100 euros per headset. Just the screens is 1/3, maybe even more of the price. What are you talking about? this is a very expensive device. You want 4K per eye? Here you go. You wanted, micro OLED?
At a
Here
price.
you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the price. I mean, they are not Meta, who is gonna do, subsidizing all those things and taking the loss of 4 billion per quarter. Apple is, I guess, smarter than that. I don't know. Apple is a hardware company. They're called calculating, and they want to make money on hardware. And honestly, I think they will just decimate Meta in their own game very quickly, and that will be a very sad story to watch. It's just my bet. They will reinvent how the VR should be done, as fun as it gets. And I remember people coming to me and saying like, Artur, but Apple doesn't have VR developers in their ecosystem. I'm like, sorry, sir. But their app developers will suddenly become better VR developers than the actual VR developers in the Meta ecosystem. That will be funny to watch. Where the normal app developer from any iOS app will just come and say like, oh, here are the tools. Wait. Oh, I can do this in VR. I can do, and then they will do better UX and UI in VR than the actual VR developers who were working for years in the Meta ecosystem. My personal bet, by the way. We'll see if that's true. But I don't think cheaper version is coming in the next 3-4 years.
It doesn't make sense anyway for them to make a cheaper one. It just doesn't make sense.
It does, but I mean, I don't think they will be able to do it. Like, I think because they'll set a high standard right now, because they're doing like 3.9K per eye. So let's say 4K per eye displays and really good path through, right? And this is the first headset which has this level of pass through where you take it on and you're like, oh my god, what is this shit? Like it will look good. You'll still see it's not like perfect.
Whatever can you be talking about?
But it will look good, right? And then them going from that to worth, impossible. But for them to go from that to the same but cheaper or better, it has to cost more, or it will cost more, because like in the next 3 years, I don't think the economy of scale will kick in that hard to make them be able to sell it for 1K. Like maybe 3K, maybe 2.5, but like I don't even believe in that. So we shall see.
What if it's a failure?
I don't think so.
I'll
I just
cry.
don't think so.
It means failure for VR in general.
What is
Everyone's assuming that
really
it's going
harsh.
to be a success, but it's not guaranteed, right?
It's not. No, you're right. It's not going. But how do you define a failure of this product?
No one buys it.
Well,
Nobody buys it because it's shit, or nobody buys it because it's expensive.
No, I think it's bigger than that. You're not just quantifying it by whether people buy it. It's whether people develop for it, whether people write about it, whether people are interested in, taking it on and making it a lifestyle product the way that Apple is a lifestyle product. That's the bit that I'm interested to see, because when you're launching a new piece of tech like this that is so heavily visible, like AirPods, pretty visible, and they are a lifestyle choice. I mean, you wear these things because you want people to know that you can afford AirPods. That's how it used to be. But when they first came out, they're like, yeah, I've got my AirPods in. And like white AirPods meant you had an iPod, and those things were phenomenal pieces of tech back in the day. And you're like, oh shit, you've got one of those, because no one else had white. It's a lifestyle choice. So if people are willing to adopt it as part of their lifestyle, then I think that is where you start to see a perception shift. But that for me, it's more than just the sales, because I think you'll see a lot of sales initially, but then it's like, what happens 6 months after that? Are they sitting on shelves, or are they used?
I think that's where Apple is different from any other company in the world. And I think that's where Apple has a lot of firepower, not in money-wise, but in pursuing developers to do things they want them to do. And those developers are very much trained to do things really well, in a design language that Apple wants them to do, and preserving the quality, because Apple is, they're checking the apps and they're coming back and they're telling you this, the feedback, and it's really, really like a strong work from their side. So I think on one hand, they're really good at hardware, they're really good at hardware. I'm sorry, that's an Apple stuff. They're really good
at unified hardware and software. Put it that way.
They're good in that. They have their own processing power, their processors right now, which is a huge advantage for especially for the headset. Like their laptops, I have to say, run phenomenally well, and their chips are really good. So That's another advantage. And I think they will sell it to people in a way that, again, they are putting a lot of effort behind it. They're putting a lot of firepower in the apps. They're putting a lot of ecosystem and combination. So like imagine you're taking the Vision Pro and then you open your MacBook and suddenly you have 4 screens, all seamless. It all knows where it is and it works really well. Not like junky, wobbly image on the screen through the pass-through. It actually works as it is intended to work. And I think that's where the power is. And honestly, that's our best shot as an industry, because if that will fail, that means that nothing will catch up, like almost, or like we'll set us off another 10, 15 years, because then someone will have to come with a new attempt and do it again. But I just don't think so. I think the industry is mature enough and people want those experiences. And if Apple can deliver on great stuff, like for me, one feature sold me completely on that on that device, which I know I will use for sure, no matter what happens to that ecosystem, is being able to record VR videos, the stereoscopic VR videos, with my phone, with iPhone, and then rewatch them in as my memories in Vision Pro. That is the killer app for me, because that is like a time machine. You will be able to go back into your memories, back on the birthday of your son, back on the vacation, back on that moment where you were there, and rewatch it as if you were there. This is magical. And because you have this iPhone, Jesus Christ, because you have this iPhone with you and you can record anywhere, that's where the magic kicks in. And I think that's the power of for me, that's the power of Vision Pro. Apart from all the other cool experience, like watching the movie and dinosaurs coming from all around you, like that one thing with the phone and the Vision Pro, that's combo which I want to utilize. I can't wait to take it, to put it in my grandmother or my mother's, face and say like, look, we've been on vacation, have a look. And that moment when I remember this, because I relived through this like several months ago. My grandparents were visiting us, and I have this Leia tablet, 3D tablet at home, right? Which is a 3D tablet with a 3D screen without glasses. You don't need glasses to watch the 3D screen. It has 2 layers of screen, and it basically follows your eyes to render 2 images in the same time, and it makes this stereoscopic 3D effect. So like you look at the picture and it all pops up. And I showed pictures from vacation to my grandfather, and I turned to him, and he was like, "Oh my God, like this is crazy." And grandmother was like, "What?" And she took it, and she's like, "Oh, this is crazy. How did you do it?" And they were like playing with it, and he said, "Wow, this is amazing." So I think if I see this reaction, and this is just like a normal 3D, right? Like it looks good, but it's nothing. But if you're in that moment from that Vision Pro, they will go nuts, and I think I will go nuts. So I think that's the magic. For me, that's the killer app. If they can nail this, I honestly, that 3.5K is worth for me too, just for that one use case.
My one issue with that is that screen you held up to your grandparents, everybody can crowd around it and get the same experience.
No. It's because it only focuses for everybody else. It's apart from
that one. Yes.
Yeah.
I got a demo of that one. It is amazing. Yeah, that one is amazing.
It is. So it's only one person though, and that's the problem, because for everybody else it was 2D. But for the grandfather, he was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
And grandmother was sitting next to him. And she was like, "What? It's a normal picture." And he's like, "No, look!" And then when he turned it to her, she was like, "Oh!" That reaction was priceless.
Yes.
She was like, "Oh my God!"
I know the one you mean.
Amazing.
Yes, I had a demo of that one recently, and it's like those magic eye pictures where you had to kind of slightly defocus your eyes, and then suddenly it became 3D. It's like that.
Yeah, but here you don't need to defocus anything, because it does it for you. And that's the point.
Yeah.
You can look at it, and it's like proper 3D. And I played the game. Did you play a game on it, like the running, shooting, and stuff? Like it's incredible.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I did play a game on it, and I was like, "Wow, this is crazy." But like it's a tablet. But imagine like reliving your memories like this, but in VR, like inside your memory. Like you're looking around, you see this. Like this could be a real game changer for many people. And I hope this will catch up. And Tim Cook said we will showcase those devices only in our stores and only in special rooms in our stores. So they are going really all in to make sure that people who are watching it, who are trying these headsets in their stores, will have the best experience possible, right? It will be tailored for them. They will put the right size. They'll put the right IPD, things like that.
Are you going to buy one?
Oh man, I'm gonna buy 2. Of course. We're gonna buy them. We are gonna test them and we're gonna buy them. Of course.
Yeah, I mainly use VR for gaming. So it'd have to. Well, to be fair, what you're saying about the whole memory capture thing from kids, and then 50 years down the line watching it, I get that. I completely agree with that. But I'm still on the fence because, like I say, I mainly use mine for gaming.
That's not gonna be a gaming device.
No.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think it's gonna be a gaming device. Like you, and I think differently. It's not gonna be a VR gaming device you are imagining, Shodah, and me using. It's gonna be a casual gaming MR device where you would put one on, you'll put in another one, and we'll have a game of chess on the table. But the best XR game of chess we've ever played in our life. The perfect tracking, the perfect experience, and we'll finish the game. We'll say like, yeah, I can imagine doing it every day. If I'm into chess, like we can do it every day. Or it could be like card game or whatever, the board game, whatever we'll play. But it will be that experience where we'll say like, wow, that felt like you were there with me in the room, and the tracking was perfect. It was on the table or on the couch, like that. I think that's where the gaming will come in, not the proper VR gaming yet, but just the normal. Like on the table, like for example, Somnium Web client will work with that, and it will be, you'll be able to put the parcel on the table and just walk around it and hear the concert and stuff like that. So I think that's where the gaming will come in, but not the shooter one where you're like playing Half-Life Alyx.
It'd be cool. Like I can kind of see like you jumping into like the mix room part, and we're both watching the same film. You're in your living room, I'm in my living room, and we can still interact with each other. If they do something like that, I'm sold.
Yeah.
They will do. They will do. They will 100% do. Like this is, if they don't do it, this is a fail. And I'm pretty sure, like,
because that would be just.
Of course. Can you imagine us sitting together watching the movie or whatever in an immersive environment and feeling like we're really together? Like there are apps right now who are doing like big screen and others, but I can do it in Somnium the same way. Like we have a big screen, we have a cinema, we're together in Somnium, we're sitting, we're watching, right? And there's all these things. But if they do it in a way that it feels that you're really with that person,
I'm not sat on your sofa. It looks like I'm there, and we're watching the same thing.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure it will be exactly like that. And I'm sure it will be exactly like that. It will be really, really good. So look, I mean, let's hope they will deliver. People who had demos, they were actually really hyped, and those people had, those from VR industry. They tested all the devices and said that's the best we've seen so far. So hopefully it is good, and hopefully the apps will make a difference. And I think the integration between the hardware will work. Like new AirPods you're wearing, they have the new chip. Like if you have the USB-C ones. They have already new chip which automatically works with Vision Pro without latency. They didn't even advertise it. They just put it in, and it's there already in preparation of Vision Pro coming out. That's smart. That's really that's Apple. Like they don't even advertise this. People just found it somewhere in documentation. Like, it has a new chip. It just works. Yeah, it just works, and like that will be this. Like it just will work, and that's what I hope for. At least for. No, it will put on. It will scan your retina and it will just go on.
Away you go.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I'm excited.
I'm getting called home. I have to be back at home.
Okay, we'll let you go, and then we'll finish. In both of us, we'll discuss.
Wait, no, you just slag me off.
We'll just like go away.
This guest. Yeah.
A world Guinness record holder, like, hey, stop bragging, go away.
Get over yourself.
Come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll come along again anytime. This has been a fun conversation.
Thank you for being here.
Wait. Before you go, I wanted to, because our cover image for this show is like us looking at each other from both sides. Maybe you've seen it, like this, and then in the middle is the logo of Pixels. But I thought, with my crazy brain, that we could do a cover image this time. If you put yourself close to the camera and you like do a face like this, we'll put you in the middle between us, and you'll be like scared or something like that. That would be amazing. Can we do it like this? Shodah, are you able to put your Photoshop skills?
Yes.
Okay, we'll capture. Do some scary face, Mr. Robin, so that we can capture you. Perfect. Oh my God. I see it from the below because we're watching from your iPhone, but it's already amazing.
Yes.
Okay. Man, it was a pleasure. Thank you for
Yes, it was
coming
a pleasure.
to our
No, pleasure.
beautiful show. And we'll see each other around. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk soon. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.
See ya.
Goodbye. Miss you.
All right.
Oh, he's gone.
He's
We've
gone.
already sending my. Well, it was sent it to you, only. He'll send it to you.
Yeah.
He's sending me your email.
What?
He's
Email,
cool.
what?
I like him. He's full of spunk.
He's amazing. I mean, he's one of the best content creators. He's the best content creator I know. I'm sorry, Shodah.
Yeah.
Even if I count
Oh,
us
no,
into
I'm
that
not even
equation, he's the best still. But he's
streams.
really like, you watched his videos, and he's super creative. He's really genuine in the videos, and
He's got the voice for it. It's very clinical. We've got like his own style. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm
he
all
does.
for that.
So, I mean, we should somehow slowly but steadily come to an end. Do we want to discuss flying car? I put flying car there. Like, I think what? You don't care?
No, I want to hear about this.
Oh, you want to hear about flying car?
So you did send me something about it.
I'll probably go on a 2-minute rant about like Chinese auto industry and how it decimates and completely destroys everyone else right now, because literally, like, I'm subscribed to a YouTuber who is, I'm my native language is Russian, right? So I'm subscribed to a Russian YouTuber who lives in China and reviews cars coming out in China, okay? The new cars. Most of them are just full electric cars, right? Because Chinese are 80% of Chinese cars right now are electric, which coming out. And every week, not even every month, like every week there's a new model from a new manufacturer, because there's a lot of manufacturers in China which we have no idea about, but they have been there already for 70 years or like 60 years. And they're coming out with new models. And every year my jaw just goes dropping further and further and further, because
every release like something new, something innovative.
It's crazy. What are they able, and how far they're moving, how fast they're moving? Because like, I drive Tesla, right, for 8.5 years already. The same car, it's amazing. But they have if the biggest Tesla battery right now is 100 kilowatts, let's say, the Chinese are putting 140. If like, they have autopilots as well, they have voice assistants inside and outside the car. You can come to a car and say like, "Hey car," and it'll say, "Yeah." You'll say like, "Can you unlock. Can you unpark? Can you unlock or unpark or open the trunk?" And it will do it. And the latency of you saying it and it doing it is very small, like faster than like any GPT or voice assistant on the phone and stuff. Like, it's just incredible how well the cars are done. And then of course the interiors are better. The pricing is amazing. They're fairly well priced, so below all the competitors. And it's just like every week there's a new car. And now they have flying cars, which are the two companies doing Xpeng and another one. I forgot the name.
Which one did you send me?
What?
You sent me one. I watched it.
Yeah, exactly. So can you imagine, like, this is a street legal car starting from 2024, and they already even have rules in China to make the driver license extension to fly those cars. And do you know the price for that flying car, which looks like an incredible thing? It's 250,000 euros. It's not that much for that car. Like, it's just a hyper
flying car. You'd think you'd be spending millions, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Really?
It's $250,000 for a hypercar.
Is it because they've just got more freedom?
It's two things.
Europe,
it's two things.
America.
They're innovating and they have more freedom to do it, and the government is supporting it in terms of like innovating. Like, Elon Musk was asked, because we are here in West, we're being fed lies, literal lies, and misinformation about China, how horrible it is, and how everything is bad and it's like dictatorship and all of this stuff. But if you listen and if you look closely, Elon Musk was asked like 2 months or half a year ago, like, what do you say about China? There's a lot of rhetoric about China, and Elon has the factory in China, right, and offices, right? And he said, I have to say to you, like, we have very high standards of hardworking people in Tesla in US, okay? One of the hardest working people work for us, smartest and hardest working people work for Tesla in US. Really, they work a lot and they're very smart. And he said, Chinese guys, Chinese offices of Tesla are beating that. Like they're beating that. They're the smartest, youngest, and the most dedicated people I've ever seen are working in China. That is like coming from Elon. That is a huge thing, and you have to think about it, like, okay. And then, of course, if you listen to Tim Cook, when they were, he was, they like to poke him like, oh, you produce in China, like it's cheaper, right? You're doing like child labor, and why do you produce in China? And he said like, that's not true anymore. First of all, it's not the cheapest country anymore. It's actually quite expensive because it went up very rapidly. The standard of living in China went up. And the second thing he said, if you would tell me to collect the best experts in US for, I don't know, like titanium shell something, right? Some part of the phone, some R&D. He said, I would be able to fill in the office room with those people, the best people in one conference room in our offices with those best people and best R&D engineers from US. And he said, if I do the same thing in China, I would have thousands of people of the same level of knowledge. And he said, that's why we're in China, because the R&D level is incredible there. And I think that's what people fail to understand. People are being fed those narratives like China is bad, everything is bad, like, but it's not true. I just don't think it's true. The train is going further.
I just take anything that comes out of any government, I take with a pinch of salt anyway.
Of course.
But people believe them. People they're just
So that is why I will probably record a video about Chinese cars.
Of you buying a flying car.
Oh man, I wish I had money and ability to do it. But I will record a video of like why I think Chinese cars will destroy European car manufacturing, and why I think the innovation is happening, and what are my favorite top 5 cars in China right now, at least from the reviews I've seen. And I've seen some of them in real life because I was in Belarus right now, in Minsk, and they import a lot of Chinese cars, obviously, and they looked amazing. Like I was like, woohoo! I was making pictures. I'm like, oh, this car. I saw it on a video. Like because we don't have those cars here in Europe. So yeah, I'll definitely make a video because this just is worth noting that the huge change is coming. And
do you think though? Obviously, look at cars these days. They're not that expensive compared to what it was back in the day. Now, do you think the flying car will ever get to a price point where, let's say, like a middle class or like a upper working class could buy one?
You mean the flying cars?
Yeah. Do you think it'll ever get to a point where it would just be like you just go to the car vendor and be like,
oh, for sure, for sure. I think you will look if they started $250,000 for this hypercar. I've shown the video to you, right? Yeah. If that's the starting price, then I think in 5-7 years we are at maybe 100, maybe 90K, which is already, cars which people can afford. And maybe eventually we'll get, I don't think we'll get like to a 30,000 flying car because it's, it still needs to be.
It's kind of like a step up in it.
But I think like 90K flying car with proper electronics and good range and stuff. Yeah, for sure. I believe it. Like give it 10 years.
I can't picture anyone from here. The British. I can't picture the British.
Same here. I
just can't picture them being disciplined enough to like, I don't know. It's a weird concept.
I mean, a lot of those cars are autopilot, right? But you have to make an extension. You have to be kind of like an operator, like a semi-pilot. But it's a very simple extension, I was told, to fly that car. And look, in the end of the day, you have to have infrastructure and you have to have balls, I have to say. You have to have balls as a government to do this and to allow companies to build that infrastructure in the city centers, in the outskirts, so that someone can fly in with his car in the city center, leave the car, it will automatically charge itself, you go to your work, and you come back and it flies you back to your house. Like that is freaking amazing. Like come on.
Yeah, I've still got an old fashioned, because I drive a stick.
Oh my god.
And my brain's still like, they have to control it, but I keep forgetting that autopilot is a thing.
Yeah, it is.
A reliable thing now.
You do the stick. I drive on autopilot for 7.5 years already. Like, because I bought it 8.5 years, and then in 1 year they switched on the update, and it was just since then I'm like, not kidding you. 90% of all my driving on highways is an autopilot. Engaged autopilot.
I don't blame you.
Of course. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like of course I disengage autopilot when I'm in the mountains and like I'm trying to accelerate and like take over the motorbikes and like having fun with Tesla because it's really fast.
Take over the motorbikes.
When I'm on a boring highway driving for 2 hours straight, like come on, I don't need to like drive and hold the steering wheel. It can do it for itself. I can at least look around for a bit, like and see what's happening.
You got autopilot and you got autopilot VR. You press that, you just go to sleep. Play
that
some
would be
VR,
great.
watch some screens.
That would be great.
One
Living
day.
In
the future.
Way in the future. Look, I'm ready. I'm in the future. In the future. I'm all there, but like the cars are not there yet. So.
But you won't give me the app to shock you.
Nope.
I want to control it.
Either
you know exactly how I'd shock you.
It probably will be very, very expensive. So, like if I give you this access with big power.
Is it like a webhook or is it like an app?
It's a Tesla Studio. There's a Tesla Studio app to control it.
So if I could put it on my phone and be like, lol, and be like,
yeah,
is that a thing you can do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal that.
No.
I'm gonna steal that ability.
No.
Wear it for a week. And give me the ability
go into Somnium, and if I wear it, you can like shoot me from the annihilator, and I'll feel it.
Do the guns work with it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. The teleportation, the flying, the guns, the rain, and then in the worlds, people can already implement their own sensations. So that's possible.
You know what I'm gonna ask you.
Tell me.
If I stand up, right? Is there a zone where it gets? I'm too short.
That, my friends, will leave for the episode 3 of Pixel Slaves. Thank you for. No. I cannot tell you everything in the one episode. Come on, we have to.
You can tell me this the one after the flying car point.
Maybe.
VR1,
but
price.
We promised one thing, by the way, in the last episode, and I don't want to be the one who breaks the promise.
Was it the read the top comment thing?
The top comment, and the top comment. You know whose top comment is more? Which comment got the most likes? Do you know which one? Mine. But so I'm reading most popular comment will be discussed in the next episode.
Well done, mate.
Okay, thank you. Apart from my comment, though, there's several. One of them says "plebs are us." Another one says came from live stream. Haha, let's get to 50 likes. Oh, the people were on my live stream and we were there. They were like, thank you for doing that. And then Blockmuse said, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, thank you, Blockmuse.
That's constructive.
And then a user K07XF6UH9W. I wanted to read all of it. Said, love the podcast. It's nice to see unhinged talking points. You both bounce off each other really well. Bring on episode 2. Here's my talking point. What was your first VR experience? I have literally 5 minutes left. I tell you, it was the Steam or the whale in HTC. And it absolutely blew my mind. And then I had several demos after that because they had it was a press demo before they released like HTC Vive. And I got like several demos in the same time. And I was blown away. That's why Somnium exists, because I was introduced to a proper VR at that moment. And I said yeah, that's the future. I totally believe that's the future.
I'm surprised that's your first experience. I think I'd top you there, mate, if I'm honest.
All right.
My first experience was in a place, it's closed now, called Disney Quest, and it was an Aladdin. It was a massive thing.
I have to rewind what I said, because when I say like the proper VR experience with the full scale room scale tracking, like that. Yeah, that's like I don't count the other experiences where like stereoscopic 3D 3 degrees of freedom stuff, like because. This was the first VR experience which just took my breath away, because like the moment when I was in VR and they came with controllers and I was able to move around the house. So that's what I mean. But I'm pretty sure you maybe even beat me in that. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's like a massive that thing. I had a big lightsaber. I think it must have been freed off.
Oh wow!
But
okay.
I was like
no, I never tried
12. 12 or 13. I can't remember how old I was. And I had instant motion sickness, but I was loving it. And ever since then, I've always wanted VR. Ever since then. Thank you, Disney, for making an experience.
I mean, look, we're here, we're building, and we're past episode 2, so God knows what episode 3.
Got to number 2.
Look, and by the way, if you comment below, and the comment will get more likes, we'll read the comment. I'll read out loud your nickname in full. Okay? So
I mean, you just did it. So, I mean,
I just did it. I promise. I keep my promises. We do.
Promise.
We're pixel slaves. We keep our promises.
And there might be some more guests along the way.
Oh, the next. We already have the guest for the next week. We won't tell who it is, but you all know them. You all know him. It's him. You'll all know him. He's a legend.
He's legendary.
True legend. Guess who it is? In the comment below. Like and subscribe. Ring the bell.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg in our podcast. Oh my God! Come on, man. We can't do it. We can't do it. I don't know. We have to be very careful.
He has to come on like now. Look.
Can you imagine like he just comes here in the camera, like hello.
I'm making VR too.
You know how much hate I will get. You know how much hate I will get from all the blockchain industry and decentralized crowd. Like I would not respect myself if that happens, because people will like, what do you do? You're a trader. You're selling off. They will be like this. Yeah.
I'll set out to Mark. He's lovely.
Shodah, I need to bounce off because I have a call.
It's okay.
At 10:30 in the evening, I have another business call.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
You're such a busy
I'll have
boy
to take in this because I won't have time to even change. So I want to see the faces of those people. But anyways, it was a big pleasure again. And yeah, we are Pixel Slaves. We'll be there. Whether you want it or not, we'll be back.
We'll get some new talking points. Look after yourself and play VR.
Please be careful.
I'm stopping now. I'm stopping.